Today I'm going to show you how I bring this fantasy miniature scene to life in Adobe After Effects. I start by carving the miniature base out of styrofoam. Then I prepare the 3D printed knight and place him right in the center of the mountain. After that I spread plaster across the surface to add texture, and finally I add snow using fine white powder to bring everything together. Once that's done, the miniature is ready for filming. I place it in front of the blue screen, set up the lighting properly and take two separate photos, one of the foreground and one of the background. This makes compositing much easier later. Next I import the footage into After Effects and use the key light effect to remove the blue screen. I select the blue background with the eyedropper, switch view mode to screen matte and adjust clip black and clip white until the foreground is fully white and the background is completely black. After that I switch the view mode back to final result and repeat the same process for the foreground. Then I bring in the background mountain and the sky. I found the sky in Premiere using the Adobe stock panel. I align the sky and the mountains until they perfectly fit into the scene. To make everything fit together even more, I use Lumetri Color for color grading. I slightly lower the contrast and saturation, which makes it easier to match all the layers. In the color wheels, I push the shadows, midtones and highlights slightly toward blue and apply these same settings to all layers so the look stays consistent. For the sky, I reduce contrast and saturation even more so they blend naturally into the scene. At this point the mountains still look very clear and sharp and don't really feel like far away yet. To add depth I duplicate the layer and apply a Gaussian blur, increasing the blur until it becomes very soft. Then I use Track Matte, select the background mountain and place the blurred sky layer above it. I adjust the opacity until it feels right. Now the mountain looks much farther away. For more realism I add smoke and cloud stock footage throughout the scene, especially around transitions. Those clouds add a lot of depth and atmosphere. After that I add a rotoscope version of myself, which I also created in After Effects. I filmed myself in front of the blue screen and used the rotoscope tool to paint over my body and separate myself from the background. I also give myself a slight blue tint so I blend better into the scene. Next I import a magical shockwave, place it right in front of the knight's head and give it a cyan tint. To make the cross on the helmet glow, I press G to select the masking tool. Mask the cross and apply a glow effect. First I set the glow color to cyan and then in the settings I switch the glow colors to A and B. For more detail on the portal I add an alien style text and use a warp effect to bend it around the portal. I apply the same glow effect to it so it matches the rest of the scene. To make everything react to the shockwave I animate the opacity. When the shockwave hits, the cross and the portal get brighter at the same time. Finally I add an adjustment layer and apply magic bullet looks from the Red Giant plugin. I use gradient, optical diffusion, lens distortion, clarity and mojo. For the gradient I slightly stretch it, push the colors a bit toward blue and lower the opacity. I reduce the strength of the optical diffusion and lens distortion. Then I increase the clarity a little to bring back some detail and tone down the mojo so it doesn't overpower the image. And now you can really see what the looks effect does. I think it makes a huge difference. And this is how I did this magical edit. And now you can enjoy the final rendered version one more time.